is, that lack of trust has been earned, right? And Alexis was talking about the lead up to 9/11. Yeah, I mean, there were newspapers. That just amplified the case to go to war that was totally bogus. That created lack of trust. I mean, that wasn't the only thing, but that's just an example of something that created a huge erosion in trust in institutions. Colleges and college tuition and student loans just, going through the roof has, I think, really contributed to suspect of institutions, because so many people felt duped into taking hundreds and thousands of dollars of loans. You have lack of trust in government, which we don't even need to explain or go into. But frankly, with just our campaign finance system and people feeling that some of the folks that get elected are not being responsive to their constituents as much as they are being responsive to their donors, like all of this has led to all of this bubbling up. And the question is, do you channel that energy into destruction, or do you channel that energy into creativity and construction? And I think these are questions that start to be asked even politically. Like, I think what happened with the Trump administration was people taking all of this lack of trust in institutions, this crisis of faith in so many of the most powerful institutions in our country, and saying, we're going to channel this energy into destruction. I'm just going to be straight up. Like, that's my read on the situation. And the Trump administration was all about the energy of destruction. We are going to tear all of it to the ground. And maybe that's cathartic for some people, but it has endangered and stripped the rights of so many people in this country. If you are working class, you got screwed in so many ways. If you're Black, brown, immigrant, etc., you got really rocked over the last 4 years. And so now I think we have an opportunity to channel this energy, instead of destruction, into construction. And the real questions are, what are we going to build now? And how are we going to reinvent so much of this now? And, I think some people, and I think a lot of folks, there's this thrill and this idea of maybe we have some ownership over this situation. Well, if you think that's good, wait until we actually start working for there to be, employees of companies to actually sit on the board of those companies. What happens when people who actually work, when fast food workers or representatives of them or actual workers in a company actually get to sit on the board of these companies? What happens if we actually instituted a real deal wealth tax on the 0.000000 on the absolute wealthiest people? Like, we're talking about the Waltons and the Bezoses of the world, to, help us really finance things that actually contribute to our society. What happens when we guarantee health care and pass Medicare for all, or create 20 million jobs that are not just solely dedicated to helping the wealthy compound on their wealth, but actually, save our planet and stem climate change? These are all super important questions. I'm super excited about where these questions can lead us. But I think that there's so many things that come up in this conversation. Clearly, there's going to be a lot that we're going to have to look into. And we are going to take a lot of these questions and move them forward. But we're looking into it. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there is going to be, we are starting to see hearings and congressional inquiries into a lot of what's happened this week.